Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense. You know, it's been said that you don't get a second chance to make a good first impression, and however true that is, it is true that first impressions really do matter. So today I've curated or picked out 7 fragrances for you that speak volumes about who you are. And that's what I meant in the title is Make Your Own Reality. Perception is reality. How you want people to view you or perceive you is due largely to things that you can control, such as how you carry yourself, what kind of clothes you wear, your attitude, and to a degree, the fragrance that you wear. So when we return, we're going to go over those 7 fragrances, talk about what they say about you, that and more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about 7 fragrances that I've picked out specifically to speak volumes or speak for you on behalf of you. The greater percentage of communication is nonverbal. We have all these nonverbal cues that speaks volumes about our thoughts, our intentions, our agenda. Actually, our fragrance can speak about who we are as our clothing or our attitude or how we carry ourselves. So it's very important that you wear the right fragrance for the right situation. And today I picked out 7 fragrances. They're going to fit almost all situations or circumstances that you could find yourself in. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 7 to go over, and I don't want to linger too long on each one, but I want to bring out the finer points. The first fragrance we're going to talk about is Armani Eau De Cedre, or Cedar Water. Armani Eau De Cedre says that you are open-minded. It says that you can see both sides of the coin with equal agility and intelligence. This fragrance says that you have kind of the perception beyond what is normal, what is typical. Now this is a very masculine fragrance, but it's not overtly so. This fragrance says that you can deadlift your body weight and then some, but you have the intuition and presence of mind typically reserved for women. You know that women have that sixth sense or that intuition about them. This says that you also carry that perceptive intelligence and capability. The quality of this fragrance makes you intriguing to your date, and it makes you a prime candidate for your potential employer. Violet leaf, cumin, sage, black tea, suede, all enveloped by a near melodious cedar, because that's the primary fragrant note in this is cedar. So all those notes are wrapped up and encompassed and made stronger and more harmonious by a wonderful cedar. You can see things from all sides at any given moment in time. And again, you've got that sixth sense, that receptive capability that is again usually reserved for women as a man in a very masculine pretext. Armani Eau De Cedre. I really love when a concept actually matches the fragrance, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it definitely happened with Mont Blanc Explorer. Because imagine the idea behind this is that you're traveling to all of those different places where the notes are coming from, and you're acting as kind of an ambassador. So you just spent a week in Indonesia at the patchouli farms there, and you come to realize why Indonesian patchouli is 90% of the global market share, because the quality is so high. You jump on a flight to Italy and you walk among the brightly colored crops of bergamot as the zesty Italian sunshine is baked right into every single one. And then you jet jump to Haiti and you get there just as the sun is setting on the greenest field of vetiver that you've ever seen. So what this fragrance says about you, Mont Blanc Explorer, it is super clean. Yes, it is very much like Aventus, Creed Aventus, one of the best known fragrances for men in terms of attention getting, compliment pulling, and getting noticed. This will also get you noticed. Leather, cacao, ambroxan, all those fragrant notes, and you've been to each location and you've brought all of them back home, put them in a bottle, and here it is. What Explorer says about you is that this isn't your first rodeo. You didn't just fall off the turnip truck. You have lots of experience to pull from. You're a world traveler, you're worldly wise. You are a seasoned, well-rounded connoisseur of life. As such, you expect the very best of wherever you go, whether it be circumstances, people, your employer. You expect exactly what you give, and that is the best. Mont Blanc Explorer. Our next fragrance is Yves Saint Laurent Y Eau De Parfum. Y Eau De Parfum says that you live for dynamic movement. You live for the now, for being in the moment. And when you capture that moment, you squeeze all the juice out of life. And a lot of times that juice is very fruity, because you've got a very fruity beginning and this very fruity open. But this has as much, now it's playful in the open. There's a lot of playful nuances there, but when that dries down, it is a strictly get to business in a very clean, professional, realistic manner This says I can be playful, but at the same time, when it's time to get serious and get busy with it, this says that no matter what your biological age is, you follow the dictates of youth. So you can go clubbing at 2 a.m. and then get up the next morning and go kayaking with friends without batting an eye. Subsequently, this fragrance says that no matter who you are or what you're doing, you smell amazing while you're doing it. This fragrance says, if you don't give me this job, it's okay. There'll be another one out there for me. I'm perfectly fine with that. You know you're capable of handling any decision and any situation. It tells your date across from you, hey, I'm not invested in you as much as I am in how much fun that we can have together. It's lightly flirtatious, but serious when it needs to be. Ginger, apple, sage, juniper, amber, frankincense, and tonka bean. Bright, fruity, lightly sweet, with a playful yet serious core. This is the opposite of toxic masculinity. Next up in our list of 7 highly effective first impression makers is Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Luna Rossa line has some really great effective fragrances, but none more than Carbon itself. This is a highly aromatic, long-lasting, clean, masculine fragrance for men. This fragrance brings with it an air of sexy adroit. And what I mean by sexy adroit is just that you're very clever with the use of your hands and your mind. And when you work together with them, there's almost anything you can't do. That's what it tells the person across from you or the people around you. Carbon is similar a little bit to Dior Sauvage, but what it says about you, it says that you care more about the impact of your carbon footprint than you do about getting laid, but you're capable of handling both very deftly. Prada Carbon says that you offer the right reaction and action at the very appropriate time. All your vocabulary is perfectly accessible. You say the right things, you do the right things, let live and let go and let happen. Your charm and intelligence are given a boost with bergamot, lavender, patchouli, ambroxan. Some mineralic notes in here as well that allow you to keep being the cool customer that you are. Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. 1996 brought in many ways one of the best, finest classics to men's fragrance that there has been in a long time, and that is Angel for Men, or Amen, A*men, by Terry Mugler. It takes an incredibly voluminous aroma and turns it into a slightly sweet, slightly seductive, masculine man's fragrance. Gives it the kind of performance that makes it immediately loved and almost an immediate classic, and propels it forward with an undeniably sexy and attractive scent profile. What this fragrance says about you, it says that you have as many layers as this fragrance has notes, and each one of them has their own character or depth to them, pulls people in and makes them closer to you, want to get closer to you without even knowing the reason why. They're just drawn like moths to the flame. But instead of being concerned about why it makes them feel this way, it puts people at ease in a charming yet wonderfully seductive way with honey, caramel, jasmine, peppermint, amber, chocolate, coffee, and vanilla. So all of these very gourmand notes. Sounds like this is just going to be one of those deep, dark, rich, gourmand fragrances that's slightly cloying, but somehow it manages not to be that. The peppermint lends this kind of a very cool but light sensation, so it gives the fragrance somewhat of an airy body so that it never feels heavy or weighty. And the chocolate in this is just one of those, it's like an edge or just a little bit of a nuance of it that you're like, what is that? Is that chocolate? It makes you want to smell more and get closer. What it says about you, it says that I am easily approachable. So whether it's a dating scenario or you're meeting friends that you haven't seen in a long time, or you're going to a potential employer, this fragrance is just going to say that you are a deep, complex, multi-layered person, but you're eminently accessible. And it draws those people in, and it makes people want to get to know you better for all the right reasons. Angel for Men, or Amen, by Terry Mugler. Frankincense, amber, oud, sandalwood, pink pepper. There's a ton of really deep, intrinsically multi-layered and complex notes in here that blend so well together. This is such a finely crafted, curated fragrance. Bentley for Men, absolute. This comes across as something that's extremely professional. You ever watch a movie that has a hitman in it, you know, like a psychological thriller or something like that? There's always that hitman he's OCD about something. He's very calm, he never gets upset, he never reacts with emotion, and he's very precise about how he carries out the job that he has to do. You don't come across as a hitman wearing this, that you want to kill people, but in much the same way, you're very precise, you're very organized, you're very confident that as soon as you line up your reticule on your target, that's the end. You're going to hit it. You're going to hit your target. You're going to nail it. You're going to accomplish what it is that you set out to do. You'll accomplish your goal. You'll do it all in a supremely refined, classy way. And that's exactly how Bentley for Men Absolute comes across. And that's how subsequently those who wear this fragrance will also come across. Now, it is a nice date night fragrance too. There's something subtly cool and sexy about that demeanor. You know, that I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm in control. I don't react. I act on logic. I don't react out of fear or passion or something like that. It's something innately attractive about that, and if that's how you want to come across in not only your job prospect, but your date, this is the fragrance to set that precedent. So the last of the 7 of our highly effective fragrances at making that perfect first impression is also somewhat of a classic blue fragrance by Versace, and that is Versace Dylan Blue. Now, what Versace Dylan Blue says about you, it says that you're kind of the everyman, but you are the jack of all trades and master of many. You've had every job that you can imagine out there, and so you took all that accumulated experience and skill and you honed it. What it says to a potential date across from you, it says that you don't have to worry about refining me or finishing me. You know how sometimes women are looking for a project man to make into the kind of man that they always dreamed about, you know, having as a husband? You're already that person, and they don't have to do anything because you did it yourself. You refined yourself. You built the depth of your character. This says in every moment that you exist, you are the one in control. Your hand is on the wheel. You are the master of your ship. You're the master of your destiny. You make your own luck. This fragrance says about you that while you appreciate the finer things of life, you also value what's realistic. Tonka bean, patchouli, musk, frankincense. There's so many notes that go into the making of this. There's also aquatic notes in here because it is a blue fragrance. This is probably one of the better inexpensive blue fragrances out there on the market that says volumes about who you are in all the positive, all the right ways. Just like you know your own value. You neither oversell yourself nor underestimate your own worth. You are Mr. Spot On. Versace Pour Homme Dylan Blue. Well guys, that's it for my 7 highly effective fragrances at making a great first impression or a perfect first impression. Really the rest is left up to you. So the precedent's already been set. People are already aware about these fragrances, and they're already aware to a degree about how good they smell and what they do and the kind of people that wear them. Almost like you're riding on the coattails of people that have kind of set that precedent already for you. So it's a great way to have the road already paved. So when you're set up, it's almost like somebody being set up for a shot, or you're gonna take it and just make that free throw and completely score because you can. It's right there. All you gotta do is take advantage of it. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my video today. As always, thank you so much for your support of my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.